Carlos King, you are such a disappointment. You are such a disappointment. I just got done watching, and shout out to my big sister when Tay talks, because otherwise I would not have seen it. I was on Instagram refreshing, and refreshing some more my feed to watch Mimosas with Mel featuring Hill Harper. And I had to keep on refreshing it because one, it's streaming, and two, so many people were clamoring to watch it on trending at some point. So, good sis when Tay talks, subscribe to her channel. She was smart enough to go where there weren't so many people watching, and she filmed it from Marcus's, Mel's brother Marcus. His Instagram live. So I was able to catch more from that than what I was like. My trending feed just kept shutting down, and I DM'd her and I asked her to post whatever it was because I couldn't watch it. But anyhow, I had a sneaking suspicion that the cameras from Love and Marriage Huntsville would not be there. I went to stand up live, so I totally remember, having to sign the disclosure agreements to be on camera, to be filmed. And I noticed as trending at some point and Journey to Jasmine and Here for Hot Tea were doing the whole red carpet and whatnot. I did not see anything at any point like, okay, sign this, sign that. There's a line full of people waiting to get in. It's a grand opportunity, right? Because at Stand Up Live, they were just sloppily like grabbing. It's like, oh, sign this, oh, sign this. I'm like, who else signed this? Nobody else signed this, right? But you have this nice long line of people waiting for like, a good moment, a good while. And I didn't see any of that happening. And I'm like, oh my God, the cameras are not going to be there. The cameras are not going to be there. How are they going to miss Hill Harper? How are they going to miss this man running for office? How they wouldn't do that to us. They wouldn't do that to us. Like we've made them the number one show on our own. They know what we want to see. They know that we want to see Black excellence. They know that we want to see, these politics, who we should vote for, who we need to get to know, networking, all these wonderful things. They know we want to see that. There's no way we're going to miss that. We missed it. It will not be on Love and Marriage Huntsville. There were no own cameras there. There were no Kingdom Reign cameras there. So you mean to tell me you demanded that Mel go film at Stormy's party or whoever's, and you want to ambush her with Destiny and ambush her with Martell, and she's got to go? Or, Carlos, you're such a sneaky snake. You're such a Kimmy. Because in one breath, you're like, oh, well, if you don't want to, you don't tell me who you want to film with. And if you want to get some kind of way about who you will and won't film with, you can go get a job. You can go apply for another job, blah, blah, blah. And then you turn around, I am not in charge of hiring and firing. I don't do that. It's like you do or you don't, bro. You do or you don't. Carlos, everything you claim Love and Marriage Huntsville is about was in that room tonight. Mimosas with Mel, with Hill Harper, with that dynamic panel of so many speakers. Claudia Jordan was there. I mean, for me, the who's there. I'm like, Hill Harper. It's freaking Hill Harper. I mean, really look up his IMDb, really look up that man's resume. Like, how would you miss that as an opportunity, especially when you know your ratings are tanking? Are you trying to destroy your own show, Carlos? I swear, if we thought we had it in our minds as content creators that you were beefing with Melody, but now there can be no gray. You are absolutely beefing with Melody. You are absolutely being intentional about leaving her excellence off the show, because when you put Mimosas with Mel next to that rinky dink Espo with Letitia and them Scots, it looks like someone playing chess next to someone playing tic-tac-toe. I'm not even going to shade checkers. I'm not even going to shade checkers. I'm going to move right across checkers to tic-tac-toe. And y'all can't bear the juxtaposition. You can't bear the juxtaposition. You guys remember the first expo? I said it looked like the Black Student Union put it together, like a bunch of 17, 18, and 19-year-olds had a little registered student organization budget and they couldn't spend more than $700. This Mimosas with Mel, there was literally a wedding taking place at the same venue at the same time, y'all. Gorgeous. The centerpieces on the tables were tall. It looked like a hanging garden. So beautiful. Red carpet, like how? How did we miss that? How that is not going to be on the show, you guys. It's not going to be on the show. And one of the things, and big shout out to Queen Sheba, she was just like, what is reality TV missing? And Mel looked around and said, this, to a room, to a resounding applause. What is reality TV missing? This. And then she almost, it's like she turns to Hill Hopper and says, I don't think they want to film this. You're so mad. You're so mad that she does things with class and distinction and elegance. You're so mad. And you, just like Martell, you would hate to shine a light on the more amazing things about Mel. And here's the deal. You can't, there's nothing, one, because at least Instagram is going to show how much of a coward you are. Carlos, that move makes you look so small. You not filming, I mean, forcing her to show up where Martell is, but then when she's in her element during filming season for the show, y'all are just missing. Y'all are just missing. And here's the deal, you guys. Nobody was from the cast was there. So you know how Stormy was there and at Stand Up Live, and Mel was pulling out all the stops to make her comfortable. Nobody from the cast was there. How many times has Mel showed up to a place where these people are putting together something sloppy and she at least is there? And here's the deal. I wouldn't want to be around those guys. In some way, me personally, I'm happy they weren't there. I think they are nasty energy. And I would like to see them in the very near future unattached from Melody Cherie Rogers. But I'm just like, if your show ever needed a push or ever needed something where something respectable to the point where people can say Carlos has more substance than mess, if there were ever a time where you could have filmed something where so somebody could say, oh, these are Carlos's shows and he's about something more than mess is incorporated, but he's about something more. If ever there were a chance, it was Mimosas with Mel. It was a formal event. I mean, just the starry lineup they had was sickening. Even to see Claudia there supporting Mel, like how did you miss that? I know how you missed that because you're beefing with Mel and everybody close to you. So many people close to you allegedly beefing with Mel. And allegedly, people who are close to you, such as Dr. Elaine, are trying to get in on some beef, on some anti millimeter. What you don't realize, Carlos, is that millimeters were already watching Carlos King shows before we ever became millimeters. We are some of your day ones. Every show you've ever been part of, we've been watching for two damn decades. You have no idea who you're pissing off. You are turning away your own day ones. And you think you have raindrops, but you don't. You just have people who are interested enough in what you are doing because they're interested in the people you are doing it with. Carlos, you made yourself look so small because we know, allegedly, that you avoided filming that marvelous event out of spite. Are you mad at Tilted Crown Productions? Are you mad that Melody co-owns a network? Are you mad that she's created her own show with Charnita's World? Are you mad? Is that why you got Dr. Elaine and people going to and forth trying to put, what's her name? Dr. Charnita Horton on flyers where she's not even a part of the event? So they can then slander her and say she pulled out last minute when they know for damn sure that that's not true. This is why you don't last, Carlos. This is why you have to leave everything you start. You let these emotions get in your way. And I'm a person who I love emotions. People who talk about being, professional and unemotional, I think that's nice for their lane, but that's not my lane. Emotions are absolutely my lane. But you are so vindictive and so like seething with jealousy and envy. Like you won, you got Martell, he's free, he's divorced. Like you won. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's right. You wanted Melody to stay and get treated like crap because you have an addiction to seeing black women treated like you seem to, you appear to, allegedly. You have something with wanting to see black women destroyed, and particularly not by each other, but by men. When I think of the way that you handled Latrice when you were asking her about DV, and it's like, why would you ask her in front of the person if you really think this person is upside her head? Just the things that you do, Carlos, you son of a woman like Tisha. That's what you are. And you let that nonsense go on because, quote, you see your mother in Tisha and your brothers in the Scots. That's why you let that filth go on. And you are destroying yet another one of your own creations. Now, it was leaked that the cast had a plot to push Melody off the show. I don't know who you people think you are, but if Melody is off that show, ain't nobody watching that show. I remember Nick Cannon threatened to kick Carlos Miller. Carlos, the guy with the big bald head and skinny guy, looks like a what's his name? DC Young Fly. Threatened to kick those three off of Wild 'N Out. And they were just like, if you get rid of the three of us, ain't nobody watching this show. And the whole audience started screaming because it was a fact. It was affirmed by the viewers. I don't know what you're trying to do to Melody, but every time, and I get goosebumps because, again, I'm a spiritual, emotional person. Every time Mel posts the word bet with a period, my body is filled with goosebumps. The hairs on the back of my neck, the hairs on my arms, they're standing up. Carlos, you are in so much trouble, but you are so blinded by rage, you don't even see it. You could have been the one being celebrated over putting Hill Harper on your platform, having all these registered voters on your Love and Marriage Huntsville platform in formal gowns and suits. And so much was going on at that venue, and you robbed us of seeing it. We got some shaky Android coverage, some shaky iPhone coverage, and that's about it. We are too exposed, Carlos, as an audience, to what goes on behind the scenes, and we're not supposed to be. The way that you have single handedly broken that fourth wall, that's the real reason why millimeters are trampling into the actual space of Love and Marriage Huntsville to the point where we are showing up even in Huntsville. That's your fault. You have done this woman so wrong and you won't stop. You do your very best to cast her castmates in a nice light and to cast her in a negative one. And it's apparent. It would be one thing if you were slick with it like Andy. But we don't even have to guess anymore. It's obvious. Shame on you. And you, see, Mel said tonight, Queen Sheba asked Melody, what would you say to your younger self, knowing what you know now? She said, you will win. Carlos, you will lose. This is a losing battle that you are fighting. And I cannot believe someone with your resume would stoop so low. You guys have seen Martell haul off and whip on her makeup artist, her male makeup artist. You've seen him destroy things on set. You've seen him show up and like he has a history of getting way too violent. And what do? You order Mel to go film at a place where she doesn't have her security ready because she wasn't planning on going, and you don't have security there for her either. What are you trying to do? Y'all are always trying to isolate this woman in a way where she will get hurt. My personal opinion, I think you want Mel hurt mind, body, soul. I really think that you are that hateful. I really think that you have vagina envy. I really think that you wish you could be Mel. I really think that you could be I mean, I don't know how many times you've said, "Oh, I'm that bitch." And even what's the guy with the song, "I'm that bitch and I'm that nigga." Like I forgot his name, Duran Bernard, but even he does both. And you only seem to be able to compete with women. Ain't that why you was mad at Cliff when you were like, "Oh, well, you have to take care of me too." And Cliff was like, "Why would I take care of you? You a man." And you recoiled. Carlos, shame on you. Mel is adding to the level of your show. The only flipping reason Love and Marriage Huntsville doesn't look like Love and Marriage hip hop. The only reason it doesn't look like a Mona Scott production is because Melody is on it. That's the only difference. So while you guys are, ooh, we're on the OWN network, we have class and we're black excellence. And just like these people are millions of dollars in lawsuits. Some of these people, they're ghetto. They're Wanda. They're Stormy's mom. They're you. The only reason that show shines is because somebody brings it to a higher level. And that makes you look good, but you chop off your nose to spite your face. By saying that you bite the hand that feeds you would be an understatement. And you picked a battle with the wrong person. Things around you are falling apart. How's that Bold and Bougie going? Or is it not? How is Love and Marriage DC going? Or is it not? How is Love and Marriage DMV going? Or is it not? What's that? What up, Doe City? Whatever they were, how's it going? Or is it not? And the only thing you still have going is basically sourced by Mel. And you're trying to run her into the ground. Man, that was a nasty thing that you did, not just to Mel, but to your audience, because you know we would have loved to see that just as much as we would have loved to see. Y'all remember in season one when Letitia showed up in a damn picnic dress to a formal event that was thrown by Mel and she had her escorted out? Thing is, we know that this is what Mel does already. She's been this way since season one. So you're not going to malign her to us. You're not going to make her look any different to us. But it's the fact that Mel has leveled up and you could see it in the decor. You could see it. I mean, it was a fine event. I mean, the cutlery was gold. I mean, the whole setup was glorious. There was glory in it. It was opulent, and you robbed us of that scene. Whatever grave, whatever hole you're digging for Mel, you need to go on ahead and dig another one for yourself because that is where you're going.